Welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Garbage? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now, here are your hosts, Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Hey, everybody out there, and welcome back to everybody's favorite new podcast. This is
Are You Garbage?
You Gary. It's a little show we sit down with your favorite comedians. We find out who's really named Gary, which is going to be my spin-off show.
I forgot about Are You Gary? That's funny.
That's what I'm got. So that's going to be my Patreon when I walk out of this dump, like
Please.
Freddie Freeman out of fucking Atlanta. Baseball. Anyway, Are You Garbage is the show today. I'm your host, H. Foley.
Am I Gary? I don't know.
What's your mom's name?
Helen. Gary.
Contestant number 3. Are you Gary? We're down here in Aunt Tootie's basement. We're having a fucking good time. I'm your host, H. Foley. You're the fucking homies. We fucking love you to death. We can't thank you for all the support. Every day we inch closer to the worst night of our lives. I don't know what any other podcast,
What's that?
the 10,000 Jihads,
Oh.
we're laying down, which people are doubting that we can do it. But we know for a fact there is one
I know for a fact
casino.
financially you cannot do it.
No, I cannot do it.
Well, there's one casino.
There's
I
one
think
casino that'll take the bet.
there's a couple in AC that I think will take the bet.
We know one for sure.
I think it's Circus. I forget what one.
Oh, man.
One of the
Do they
trashy
have
ones.
10 grand?
Well, you can call and say like, "Hey, I want to do this," and they'll go, "Yeah."
We're going to wind up at Teddy KGB's place.
I wouldn't mind sitting down with the crazy Russian himself.
But hold on. If we tell them we're coming down to do
Hey,
it,
listen, couple
they're
of
going to
big.
clearly rig that machine.
They can't rig the machine.
Really?
No.
Okay. I trust you. You're a degenerate gambler. I trust your
What the
opinion
fuck
on
does
that.
that mean?
It means when you get on a heater, you're a crude man.
Never walk away from a table.
When the ladies are hot.
Deuces, aces, one-eyed faces. What are we playing here, Jack?
I got straight bitches. 4
All my
queens.
cards are red.
Who do you think's going to lose the most money at Skankfest Vegas?
Between us or everybody?
No, I don't gamble. I'll play the slots.
I was thinking like everybody, the usual suspects that are down there.
I don't think anybody's like really that much of a gamble. I mean, everybody will do it in past. I don't know. It's tough.
Is it you, Itchy?
No?
Looking to get at the tables.
I would
You look
definitely.
like a Keno man.
I would love for like Saglo to come back like 20 G's in the hole,
God
dude.
damn.
Nah, I don't think he rolls like that.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people.
It would be one of the high. It would have been one of the high guys. Maybe Berg. If Berg's there, he could be a gambler.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, I
don't
don't know. Gillis, I think Gillis bets on sports.
Gilly
now.
likes to bets on sports, and all that shit's legal there.
Everything. Yeah.
But it's legal anywhere, right? Like you don't need. For a minute wasn't the guy who Sam Ace Rothstein was based. First of all, Kevin James Ryan, ladies
What
and gentlemen.
the fuck?
I
I'm sitting here
apologize.
like a jerk off.
I
with my ball
apologize.
bag in my hand.
I
like
apologize,
I'm not
sir.
on the fucking show.
It's my fault. It's my fault. I'll take the write up, whatever you need.
Yeah.
And then we
I'm
got
gonna start fucking citing you.
writing me up.
Yeah. Putting it in your file.
Well.
That way, when you start begging for a raise, I rub your nose and all your fucking. It's like when you poop on the carpet. Like when Hans poops on the carpet, I rub his nose in it.
Kobe and I have been sent some literature by some friends of ours out there in Michigan, Detroit,
Okay.
the Teamsters. They say we should unionize.
Please do.
Screw you
And
over.
I'll fucking bounce you two bozos out of here. Toot. Sweet.
Give a shit. Me and T-Bone are going to be loaning fucking casinos money in a couple of months.
We're going to be out there on the picket line bumming cigs
Yeah,
off
you're gonna be next to an inflatable rat.
Yeah.
Trying to steal the cheese out of his mouth.
We saw the rat yesterday. Somebody's in trouble. I don't know who it was.
That
Somebody
rat.
fucked up in Midtown.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go Union.
They don't care anymore.
But the rat,
Yeah, they go, all right, man. Unions are the cost to build with unions in the city is very expensive.
I remember 20 years ago when I was working on the Upper East Side as a young man, when that thing showed up, like the whole neighborhood knew about it. And it was like, because there was usually,
a lot of whispering going on.
there was usually a van full of goons coming down the street behind it
Yeah.
with fucking axe handles and shit.
Sure.
A real deal.
Maces
Yeah, but-
swinging them.
Now no one cares, and it's like, oh yeah, you're not going to play ball? Well, me and the boys are going to get the bicycle pump this thing up. Really embarrass you.
Ooh, man. Long in the tooth that was. He's mad for some reason.
I got to shave after that joke. Whew.
No, it's very.
How was your guys' weekend? Huh?
It's very expensive, and the people just stop. Like the fucking Walmart or whoever, like whatever building companies just goes. They're like, you have to go union, and they go, it's going to cost you $37 million more to go union. They go, yeah, we're not doing that, and they go, well, we're going to be outside. They go, all right, and then they build the building, and then nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah. They used to be. They go throw bricks and shit like that. Steal shit from the construction site.
Buddy, I'm the child of a union shop.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Card holding.
I remember.
No, it wasn't.
In high school, we had social lab, which means we left school after
Yikes.
11 o'clock. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about this. Oh, it was the best. You had to have a certain amount of grades to get in there because they needed to make sure that you graduated. So you had to have a little wiggle room, which for some reason I had, which didn't make sense. But my senior year of high school, I went to school until 11 o'clock. We were all in the same class. We did English and social studies. All right, 2 teachers ran it.
Finger painting, nap time.
And then you would have an elective, and by then I was all done. So it was like cooking and fucking some art class just to fucking scan the talent with the underclassmen.
Here in the nude model.
my little, oh man, that would fuck.
D-robe.
Yeah, you could do it. You turn the lights off, you. I'm
I'm
Catholic, for God's sakes.
I was just gonna say I'm a Catholic man. God damn it!
Turn these lights off. Get me the manscaper. And then
When did you start When did you start shaving your bush? Because when did you start manscaping? And do you?
now
Are you like? Is it fucking chaos down there?
string theory? there's an Einstein-Rosen bridge on my thing. Nothing on that dude. Science jokes.
Einstein-Rosen bridge.
You don't know what an Einstein-Rosen bridge is? Basically like a wormhole to travel through space.
That was a bagel shop on the east side.
Let me get that scooped and toasted, huh? By the way, a bagel scooped and toasted. Ooh.
I don't scoop.
Really?
I caved. I've been doing
It's all right.
I've been doing-
because it gets real crispy.
very well on my diet and just more movement. That fucking dog keeps you fucking moving, and my diet has been pretty impeccable. I'm very proud. I'm down 2 belt sizes, which is bananas.
A dog wouldn't be bad for me.
Hot dog, a little bit of mustard,
A wiener.
and
That's what Ryan Long calls it. Shout out to Ryan.
you're just
Long.
constantly fucking moving, which is good. The walks, everything. I've been fucking pretty fucking flawless. Last night I go out, get all boozed up, wake up this morning, dog barking, fucking 6 a.m.
Does he know now if I bark he'll take me out, or is he barking in the morning to like, hey, I gotta take a shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not shitting in the house anymore?
He hasn't shit in the house in
Really?
4 or 5 days.
Really?
Yeah, he's pretty much completely
Tinkle?
housebroken. The past 2 days, because it was raining and we got like off fucking schedule with him. You know what I mean? Like we'd like take him out and it just wasn't ready. Then he'd come back in and then like 40 minutes later he'd pee. We're like, fuck, like we were just fucking off.
No, does he peeing on wee-wee pads or just?
Wee pads.
Oh,
He
really?
eats wee pads for breakfast. Is fucking.
He's just
this
pissing?
Elhund.
Wow, so
Yeah.
your house probably smells like dog piss in
So
there.
we already got rid of fucking 2 rugs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's pissing on the rug.
Just anywhere. He just had. Well, now he's in the pen. We penned him up.
There's no rug in
He's
there.
at Sing Sing. There was, and then he started chewing it, so we had to get rid of it. He was eating the fucking rug. Look over, he's got fucking cotton balls in his mouth,
Yeah.
hacking them up.
But you see that on the other end. It's not good.
Oh, yeah.
I saw our dog Tyler ate like a whole fucking welcome mat. Yeah, his E's and M's fucking coming out of his ass.
Hey, SpaghettiOs.
Hey, what I was saying, shout out to SpaghettiOs. What I was saying before is you do those classes, and then at 11 o'clock you would leave, talking about my social lab.
Holy fuck, we just went to
That's how you loop back around.
Johnny host mode.
I'm a
I wasn't even
goddamn
done talking.
professional.
I wasn't even done talking about the 2 breakfast sandwiches I had this morning. Fucking bacon, egg, and cheese, and sausage, egg, and cheese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Delivered?
No, I walk.
You went
I
down
don't-
to get it.
Went down to get it.
Now you bring it back to the house?
Brought it back to the
Now
house.
you got him there now.
Yeah.
Does he know anything about what you're up to in the kitchen? He knows you're eating.
He knows I'm eating.
Have you given him bacon or anything?
No, he's pretty much on like the puppy kibble.
But
as
I
of now.
imagine when you're sitting there fucking
He did
your
have
jowls
he-
are moving. He's staring at you like a fucking Mona Lisa.
Nah, he was snoozing when I was doing this, and the broad was out of the house with her dad, so it was. She's like, I'm gonna go for a walk with my dad, and we left Hans by himself for the first time, like proper by himself for more than like 5 minutes or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do 2 and eat 1.5. That's my move. 1.5.
What do you do with the other half?
I let it sit for a couple hours, and then I have it again.
In the fridge or
No.
yeah,
Desk it.
yeah.
Open
See?
air. Like an open air, like a market in India. Open air, baby.
Let the air hit it
Yeah, let some of that sea salt get there.
like a skin knee.
My dad was always been to air it out. Needs the
Let
air.
the air hit it.
Everything was letting the air and salt water hit it. You could have had a fucking gunshot. Well, go swim that off. Go in the ocean. It'll be all
Man,
right.
that shit hurt. I used to need a little Neosporin, a little iodine on there, a couple of Superman band-aids to shut me up. Fucking had to air it out.
Maybe a
bullshit.
temporary tattoo.
Plus, my mom always wanted to be a doctor. She always anything that would happen to her.
Shit,
She
your head wrapped up and stuff.
she
yeah.
overdid it. I told you she used to when we'd have warts as kids, which we had plenty of.
Still do.
She would sit there. Okay, the process would be homework's done. You got in her showers, all that stuff. Her show comes on. Fucking, she's sitting on the edge of the couch. She would take the shade off the lamp, so it was like a surgeon's room.
Mm-hmm.
And she would sit there with your hand, and she would take tweezers and she would pick the top layer off on the wart, so it was just a little
spuds.
little fibers in
Yeah.
there. And then she would drop the fucking wart remover on there and wrap it up. And let me tell you
It's
something.
like napalm.
An hour later, you're in your room screaming. Shit went away in like 2 days, though.
Yeah.
Got that top layer off. She'd sit there and pick it out.
As a guy who's currently icing you pretty hard, makes my heart warm to hear that's
Why you icing me?
the bicycle pump.
No, I'm sorry. It stunk. Let me lie to you. Call balls and strikes in this league, kid. You want to go play T-ball? Go back to North Carolina. I don't know what to tell you.
Which I want to get into. by
North
the way.
Carolina?
Yeah, but what was I saying?
I want to finish my social lab story.
Oh, yes. I was trying to give you the hint to move on.
Anyway, me and my boy worked for his uncle's construction company. He was non-union. That summer, when they were working on the Blue Route, he was working on it.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of an incident with some of his construction equipment.
Sure, that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. No names.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk off air. Could have been your dad. Did it. Lumped them up. Could have been you little fat bastard.
Yeah, back when I was banging.
Send you in a little Molotov cocktail. Molotov
Whoa.
cocktail.
Yikes.
Get some of that Toby on me.
You hear what's going on out there? It's crazy. They're throwing malted milk balls.
A couple of whoppers hit my car.
How do you feel about the Whopper?
No.
Really?
That to me is like
Thomas?
from 1952.
You know what's
Give
not,
me a real candy.
You know what's not too shabby? I know I'm already gonna get shit for it. Take a
my rat joke.
It was a bicycle pump joke. See, because the union guys, they're threatening people with something that isn't that threatening. You see.
Sure.
No, but the problem is that they always had the rat too. They always pumped the rat up, but then they beat people up. Now they have the rat and don't beat people up.
Exactly. So
That's why the joke didn't
Well, I
work.
yeah.
No. They're threatening them with it was a great joke. It did work for some people out there.
Where?
One guy
Some
had to
alt
giggle.
room in Chicago 3 years ago? It's over, man.
No, bicycle pump's gonna come back and it's gonna be big, Jerry.
Huge.
Maybe in the reboot.
Okay, malted milk balls, Maltesers or what have you, milk
Whoppers.
Whoppers, if you
Big
will.
fan. Terry Foley, big fan of the Whopper.
Yeah, it's an old man
It's
candy.
an adult candy.
Yeah. It's like not sweet. It's chalky. What the
No,
fuck
it's
is that?
great.
Sweet.
It's tart. You're
What's
like,
that? Cayenne. What the fuck? No, they're good. And
And
malted,
then, wait. You
It's
mash.
it's cooking chocolate. You're like, what the fuck is this?
malted milk is really good too. Having a malted. You really
Dude,
that
The-
flavor is great.
between malted and the way you say milk, I don't understand. Malted milk with milk.
Malted milk.
You break them up and then you sprinkle them on top of vanilla ice cream.
Wow, that's great.
It's really
Yeah, that's
good.
just vanilla ice cream to me. That stops being the candy. That's now a dessert. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is a dessert. It's
Yeah,
great.
It's a dessert. He wasn't having it for lunch. You believe this fucking guy? Come on, Tobe. Let's get out of
This
here.
is fucking bicycle pump all over again.
Yeah. What were you saying? Oh, I wanted to get back. You mentioned we just did a public episode, which is coming out. If you're listening to this, is coming out tomorrow. Where you had mentioned,
No.
yeah,
Yes.
hey, listen,
If you're listening to this,
the day it comes out, the public episode comes out essentially tomorrow or tonight.
The public episode that we just recorded comes out Thursday of this week.
No.
This isn't going to be out until Saturday or Sunday.
What are you talking about? It's Friday.
Oh, yeah. So this will come out this weekend. Gang, if you're listening to this episode,
Man.
the episode that we're talking about comes out.
Is your fat guy on the
Sunday night.
fritz? Yeah,
I
this
thought it was Thursday.
you and or whatever. It doesn't matter. Hey, listen, you're not good at stuff.
I know, and I have a lot of dates rattling around in my head that I have to keep track of these days that I'm worried. I need a
Like
spreadsheet.
Return of the McRib. Nothing.
Tuesday.
More like April 15th.
From whom the bell tolled.
Dong.
You had mentioned. Listen. I've heard a lot of stories of you and your acting career and living in North Carolina, and I was always under the impression that you booked a role in some sort of independent movie. I think was the way it was spun to me.
It's called Pulp Fiction.
That you went down there. Okay, but I'm just saying, all of the years, this is the narrative that was spun from Foleyville outward. This was
No.
the press release.
I've never said that.
I'm just saying.
I never lie about my acting career. How's this look?
Great. It seemed you at least gave off the impression, maybe insinuated. You
Nope.
never said.
No.
There might have been an insinuation of, I got this part
Nope.
and I had to go to. You always said, I lived in North Carolina. I went down to shoot a movie. That's what it was.
No, I went down there for acting, is what I had said.
You said shoot a movie.
No.
Shoot a movie.
That's
Shoot a movie.
ladies and gentlemen, this
And I
man's
was
lying.
acting like a guy who didn't work at a fucking grocery
Yeah.
store.
No, I'll tell you the
I was-
story.
So, but this is then on the episode you're about to hear, if you're listening the day this comes out,
Mm-hmm.
tonight, tomorrow. You insinuated that you moved down to you mentioned you moved down to North Carolina to make it.
Yeah.
Like that was your Hollywood. You're packing it all up. People go to Hollywood. People go to New York trying to make it on Broadway. People go to fucking Chicago to make it in Second City acting or whatever. You chose Wilmington, Delaware?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Why that move?
Sure. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. I never gave that impression that I was going down there specifically for work.
You 1,000,000% have.
No, 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, this man's obviously lying. And
Yeah.
probably on drugs. Anyway, I went to theater school at the Hedgerow Theater. I studied there for about 2 years.
Dude, you tell every story like an aunt, by the way.
I know.
If you're like, what'd you have for lunch yesterday? You're like, well, it all started in 1984.
And he's got 3 lines. It's like the game against North and the Hedgerow Theater.
Lansdale Catholic.
When we first moved up to New York, you have like 4 stories that are rehearsed. Well, starting the Raven Lounge is another one that's mind-numbingly long.
Because
and
you've heard it.
boring.
Next time somebody asks me, go take a fucking walk. How about that?
I want
Go
to.
grab us a pack of Bernies or something. Get us some Whoppers. Are you a Good and Plenty guy?
No,
Mike and Ike.
no. I like a nice Haribo.
Are you like a Snickies?
I don't enjoy them. A Snickies
You
plays
sucked down something in the car the other day, a Milky Way
a
or
Milky
something.
Way and a ginger ale out of a can. A nice ginge. First of all, we went into a fucking bodega that was from 1922.
Only
it was
cans.
only cans.
Weird.
I didn't think they were
The
going to
ham
take
looks
credit
like
card.
turkey. The turkey looks like ham. I don't know
but,
what's going on with the bologna.
I'll do a Snickies. A Snickies or a Milky Way are a functional snack for me at the time.
The Milky Way is pretty underrated.
I just need the sugar. If I'm like, if I have spots or like that day, we were out all fucking day and we both had 1 o'clock spots. It's now 9 o'clock at night. I'm starving. I can't eat because, I'll be fucking sleepy and tired for the set. So I got to have I need the sugar, something to fucking juice me up, keep me going a couple,
Mm-hmm.
It's like hungry, why wait? Have a Snickies.
Snickies is all right.
So get back to you, Hedgerow Theater.
Back to me.
How many people were in the class at this Hedgerow Theater? And how much did this cost? And who was it taught by?
These are all valid questions.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try to explain this to you once. And it's the
T-bone.
last time I'm going to say it.
Pull it up.
Unless I got a couple teenies in me. the Hedgerow Theater was a part of the Philadelphia Theater Alliance. So there's like a little ring of theaters: the Walnut Street Theater, the Chestnut Street Theater, whatever the fuck they were called, the Wilma Theater, and there was a collective of working Philadelphia actors. Now, obviously, around that time, it was starting to fade.
And landscapers.
It was starting to fade a little bit, obviously.
Yeah.
But these other theaters.
On Friday, we did monologues and hedges.
It's the Hedgerow Theater.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other theaters were much bigger. And,
Hedgerow
like,
Theater.
Yeah, I mean,
lawns.
you drop like the Walnut Street Theater, the Miramar, whatever theater. Those are things I've heard of.
right.
This out in you were in Ardmore.
Well, here's the
somewhere.
thing: a lot
You
of
were in a town I'd never been to.
a lot of those people came up through the Hedgerow Theater. They're all aware of the Hedgerow Theater.
And now they're doing a Hamlet in an elementary school cafeteria.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Dude, you hate the shots at this.
no, I love what you don't know what you're talking about. We're talking about legitimate theater actors. You're some hillbilly skateboarder from who the fuck cares, North Carolina. Say
You
whatever
moved
you want.
to make it in the show business.
'Cause I was told.
I'm pretty sure you just went down there and smoked crack and worked as a landscaper.
You went to where
Win-win.
you went to where I ran away from to get into show business.
You didn't live in Wilmington, you barefoot hillbilly. What are you talking about? You were in the backwoods.
I worked at a summer camp in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's called Camp Carefree.
Yeah, you can't go with 100
That's where
yards. at
Foley
that place.
studied acting.
So
Do you
let-
have? I wish,
I'm explaining the story.
I wish I could show you the visual I have in my head of the Hedgerow Theater because it's a lot like the YMCA I took fat classes at.
a lot of sunglasses and scarves, huh?
Yeah,
No.
I can.
So
How
let me
big was this? How many people? How many did it seat?
140. Let me continue. All right. So
Did you
the
guys
head.
sell out every show, or what was going on?
Yeah, they did really well.
Yeah,
Just I'm telling you, we did.
I believe you too.
So you have those big theaters in Philly. All right. And they're all
How was the Christmas pageant?
And those shows were all packed and the actors were good. So I couldn't work there. So I had to go to North Carolina.
So I had to go to North Carolina.
We did the Christmas Carol and we killed. And it was all the same actors working at the same theaters, dickhead. All right. And everybody loved the Hedgerow Theater because it was like the little sister. It was the place where everybody had started. A lot of those actors in Philly that worked at those big theaters, they started right there at the fucking Hedgerow Theater. Okay, dickhead? It was started by Jasper Dieter in the 20s. I think he did a lot of weird shit to a lot of young boys there, apparently.
Jasper Dieter? No thanks.
And to this
You're not really making a case for yourself, big man.
So listen, can I get 2 sentences out without being attacked for being an artist?
Went to Chester the Molester School for school for fat bad actors. That's what you did, and you're trying to package it like you won an Oscar.
The John Wayne Gacy School of Music.
Yeah, what the fuck? Detroit Dietrich? What was his name?
His name was Jasper Dieter.
Man, that guy was handsy for sure.
are you a touchy fatty who's got a penchant for the bright lights? Come on down to Chester the Molesters.
Do you come from a bad home? Can I pray on you? Do you like acting?
What's the uncle situation at your house? Does he live in there? Does he come by a lot? Does he
Yikes.
sleep over?
All right.
There were rumors. I don't think anything underage, but
You show up in a two-piece.
definitely of the homoerotic nature. Which that's the way things operate in the theater. I'm all about it. So listen, here's the deal.
Mhm.
Okay, so they were union theaters. Okay, all right, and you have to have a certain amount of union actors in union theaters in Philadelphia. I'm sure it's the same in all regions. It's regional theater. That's what it is. It's the regional theater of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Okay, this whole network. The Hedgerow Theater was around for many, many years. It was a well-established theater school.
Mhm.
All right, Bernard Shaw used to debut plays there.
The
Bernard
linebacker?
This guy's talking about Icky Woods over here. Doing the Cincinnati Shuffle. Let's go. I tell you, those progressive commercials, they ain't too bad. And he's shucking and jiving at the back in front of that deli counter. Woo! He still got it. Anyway,
Mhm.
it was a theater school, all right, on many different facets.
It's where they train car salesmen to do local commercials.
It's okay. It's actually a super rich area, Rose Valley. Super, super rich.
Mm-hmm.
So what you had was, it was a repertory theater, which means that they used the same actors for different productions.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would bring in one or two of these union actors that would be like the stars or the supporting characters, and we would get to work with them. That's how it was done in like a school professional theater capacity.
Sure.
We also did a full program of children's theater, which was a great educational tool, and we used to pack it out every fucking Saturday. Pack it out.
They were 11-year-olds, but still.
Yeah, they were all 11-year-olds. It was children's theater. That's how you started up to work your way. And you worked on the sets, and you did the lights, and you built the things, and you took care of the house, and you did that. So you had the theater, which was an old grist mill down at the bottom of the hill. I'm talking about in old times. It was an old grist mill. It's made out of stone. Google it. Look it up. It's a beautiful place.
What the fuck's a grist mill?
Grist, where they make grist.
What the fuck's grist?
I don't know. It's sawdust or something like that.
Yeah, you don't know.
I didn't work there.
You're just all buzzwords.
Dude, Gristmill.
This place looks like a dump on the inside,
No,
by
it
the
doesn't.
way. Yeah, it
beautiful.
does. It's
There-
got unfinished walls.
No, it doesn't.
I'm looking at it.
Let me see it.
Looks like the goddamn Alamo, this thing. Fucking Last Stand, it's 6 bad actors inside taking mortar shells.
Oh God, just doing Waiting for Godot in a rust
I mean,
factory.
that's a exposed stone wall, asshole.
Looks like the Ukraine, I'm not gonna lie. Bombed out and depleted. All right.
Anyway, some of the woodwork that's in there is very expensive because it was from this.
Oh, you don't say. What are you? What are you pitching me as an investor? Shut up. Tell your story.
Anywho, so they had a group. You would get a residency there. All right, if you were a young actor, you went, you auditioned. They would hire you for. You would sign a year contract. Okay, you lived at in the farmhouse up the street.
We rehearsed in a coal mine.
The farmhouse also had a couple of great rooms that were like, little acting studios, like someplace we would record at before. Remember those audition spaces? Championship Studios. They would be like that, but think of them very big in a really nice old farmhouse, a nice colonial farmhouse. You'd have like 2 of them, an office, stuff like that. And there was people lived in like regular rooms, and you share. You had a roommate, and you shared rooms. And
My dad went to med school in an old farmhouse. I know what you're talking about. my cousin became a lawyer at the old mill.
you'd have dinner together. It was like very structured. You took classes during the day, and then when you started working on productions, that's what you did.
Do
every
I
day.
stink 101?
No, you did like Tai Chi and scene studies and stuff like that. Shakespeare was a really big part of it. Our artistic director at the time, who had been been working with that theater for years. Her name is Penelope Reed. She was the artistic director at Lawrenceville Academy, next to Princeton. A fucking world-renowned fucking theater actress. Unbelievable. She literally taught me everything I know about.
You know,
acting.
Harvard, just down a road a piece.
Very, very accredited. Very nice. And her son, who took it over, went to Juilliard. He became the artistic director for a long time. It was very centered around Shakespeare. That's what we learned. We learned Shakespeare, all that kind of stuff. Different acting methods, some Stanislavski, some methods, some stuff like that.
Hey, you'll clean it up if you do.
And that's what you did. You were paid $40 a week. You got a $40
Whoa! Holy shit!
plus room and board for free.
Did you have to give your agent 10%, or what'd you do?
I didn't have an agent at the time, dickhead. And then you would also have kids that were like in theater programs at like Ithaca or UNC or here or there. They would come in for 6 months at a clip. Then they also taught classes to
That was
kids.
their hole. They were being punished.
They also taught classes to children in the area. And again, it was a very, very rich area. So it was kids that went to private school would come there on Saturdays and take an acting class. Some of those kids would get to audition and be in the plays, et cetera, et cetera. That's how it all fed into itself. It was very repertory. All right. My roommate, who had went to UNC Chapel Hill, said, hey, before we move to New York when we get out of here, down in North Carolina, they
Let's
have
go cook meth.
make a couple bucks. couple of midnight runs.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we're gonna need some cash when we get up to New York. I hear it's an expensive city. My cousin's a cooker down in Wilmington. What do you say? I can get you squared up. We'll split 20 grand cash.
Time is a flat circle. I get down there working for the Yellow King.
The Rat King.
So it's still down there, but Screen Gem Studios, which is a pretty big studio,
100%.
is down there. All right. Also,
What do they do?
They were filming. That's where Dawson's Creek was filmed. At the time, that was actively in production.
Okay.
Now, this is before I knew about, where they're hiring from, local hires and stuff like that. Nobody was getting picked up down there. There was like 2 or 3 dirtball fucking agents that fucking tried to railroad us when we got down there.
I heard her casting for the whale in the creek.
The Whale Creek. So there was also UNC Wilmington, which had a pretty big film program. Okay, so there was people shooting shit down there. So me
Like
and him
what?
just like student films and stuff like that, and films to like try to put into festivals and stuff. This is before digital. This is when everybody was like 16 millimeter, 35 millimeter, all that kind of stuff. It was heavy duty shit. It's very expensive, and it wasn't like what it is today, where you put your flip phone up and you start doing this and that, and you make a TikTok.
Man,
with
I
your
love
ass.
the way you can really polish a turd. You can.
right.
And that's
This
why I
fucking
wasn't
guy.
in anything because
Yeah.
of the budgetary constraints.
Yeah.
And not my stinking.
When the substance isn't there, you should have seen this equipment. The equipment
there was
big
nothing.
and
There was,
heavy.
there was nothing. It was all he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. We got down there. We tried to find an agent to start going out on things. There was nothing going. And then
I could have told you that.
we did. I mean, I was an idiot. I didn't know. And
Hey,
I
don't
should
sell
have.
yourself short.
I should have went straight to New York and started busting my ass. Wouldn't be working for your
You're bald fucking.
you fucking prick. Calling my own shot. I could be dating Kim Kardashian. Who knows? Anywho,
What?
go down there. Nothing happens. All right. So yeah, we needed to do things to live. We got an apartment. I started working for a landscaping company. All right.
What's the communication with Patty at this point? Are you really putting pig on a lipstick? on
No,
a
they
pig?
knew the situation I was in. They knew. I mean, I was fucking 20 years old.
Okay.
It was like, it was the summer. I was down in North Carolina for a summer. He's giving it a shot, whatever. They didn't think anything of it. They were cool. They came down. They stayed for a couple of days.
Tried the H.
Here, the shit's good down here. We had a nice time.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the end, it got to be a bad situation.
Okay.
There was a hurricane. I was out of money. I wasn't doing well on the extracurricular activities. My roommate had fucking met a girl and moved in with her and left me with the apartment. He wasn't happy with my lifestyle. We started to drift apart as friends. And that was it. And then towards the end of being down there, I started trying to find auditions. Like, I got like my second wind or whatever. And the only thing that I found was this short film that these 2 kids were making at UNC Wilmington, which never got finished, obviously. But they ended up sending me the tapes. It's probably on one of these tapes. Is that it? What does that say at the end there? Next to Maxwell.
Last call.
That's it.
Oh boy. How long is this?
It's probably just a couple. I think it's just a couple of scenes of me and this guy
We're
at a
having
bar.
a viewing party on the Patreon.
Yeah, it's tough to do VHS, but I can figure a way to make it work.
Let me see it. I think there's bed bugs on the end of that.
God, I hate everything about you.
Yeah, this is it. Last call, Henry Foley, 212-396-1482. That was a number at my brother's place. And look, I chipped it so you can't re-tape over it. I'm not going to find one of my dad's nudie movies. Yeah, it's just a couple of minutes. But it was actually pretty good. And that was it. And that's where I worked down there. That's my story. And then the hurricane happened. I had been dating a girl at the theater when I moved away, and we broke up. She came down to visit. I realized I wanted to be with her. There was nothing going to happen down there. So my brother had just moved to New York. He's like, dude, get the fuck out of there and come up and live with me. Probably one of the biggest mistakes of his life.
Now he hates me.
Now he hates me. She ended up breaking up with me. Because when I got to New York, I started really fucking doubling down on the extracurriculars. Wasn't the best person.
I
And that's it.
I have some reviews from the Hedgerow Theater that you've attended.
This is chicken sandwiches, by the way. These people work very hard. I don't want anybody posting about the Hedgerow Theater. I want them coming after me.
Taking your time away from the mill.
This is near and dear. It was a very special place. It was actually fantastic.
Hey, buddy, we're having fun.
Well, go ahead with your reviews.
Yeah,
This
this guy's doing Othello in a grit factory.
I know, yeah.
Wasn't a grit factory, dickhead. It was an old grist mill.
You're a grit factory.
Rose Valley's very nice. You know who studied there for a little bit?
Yeah, but you're
Keanu Reeves.
You're selling the. He studied where?
At the Hedgerow Theater. He did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
What? You would have said that immediately.
I've told you this before.
You would have just thrown that in our face.
You're just
10
all jacked up on Guinness and fucking Marlboro Lights.
Oh,
You don't
80,
remember.
80. I smoked a handful of Bernie's last night.
Hey, Daddy boy. Last
Oh
night.
man, I just googled Hedgerow Theater famous alumni. I mean, they got Eugene O'Neill, Henrik Ibsen, Wharton Eisrick, dude.
Damn.
I mean,
Okay,
come
first
on.
of all,
I think I
idiot,
saw him in a Progressive commercial.
Eugene O'Neill is a fucking famous fucking playwright, dumbass. Like, famous. All right? And Wharton Escherick is the woodworker that has his stuff there. Look up Wharton Escherick's stock and tell me he's not legit.
Theodore Dreiser sounds pretty
Damn,
good. too.
TD went there? I heard he owns the bank.
2 years he blew out his knee.
Oh, man, you just got real heated when he
Caught him
dropped that
smoking a
bozo poet or whatever.
Eugene O'Neill?
the
importance
sausage
of
king of Chicago.
I know, dude. What are you, Eugene O'Neill?
Are you fucking kidding
I'm
me?
an Ed O'Neill kind of guy, all right? Eugene can
He
kick
didn't get in.
rocks. Fuck out of here.
You're crazy. Eugene O'Neill is like one of the most famous playwrights of all time.
He's a bozo, okay? I don't
You
care.
can't argue with uneducated Philadelphia.
I don't care what this jerk off did. He stinks.
You
and
just turned into
stink.
one of your cousins drunk. Didn't matter what I said. He's a fucking pussy.
I don't care what the fuck he did. He stinks. You stink. This place stinks. Willis said it's too small, high school like performance. Rendon said it's boring like a museum. Jackson said they did not sell chicken fingers. Big upset. This is the kind of hoity-toity. You stink.
When I was there, they had a very strong subscription base of
And
very
snack
wealthy,
bar.
educated people. There was a lot of money behind it. There was a lot of rich families around there.
Yeah,
we used to
you
go
keep
to a
saying
lot of
rich
nice
families
dinners.
around there. I'm not saying there's something's not. I'm not saying the area's not. That's what you're doing. You're selling me a rich town. Yeah, it was in a rich town, sure. This place stinks.
It was nice.
Yeah, there's gardeners in Malibu too, man.
We did a Christmas Carol. We did Biloxi Blues, which I was well reviewed by the Philadelphia Inquirer
Comic section.
sports page.
Linebacker tackles play.
Former high school wrestling star should go back to wrestling.
Puts the stage in a half Nelson.
How do you not know who Eugene O'Neill is? Because
The
you're
only
a crusty,
reason you
dirty
know him
stoner.
is-
That's why.
The only reason you know him is because you went to his fucking school.
No, I don't. Who doesn't know who Eugene O'Neill is?
Sound off in the comments if you genuinely know who Eugene O'Neill. What has he done before you look? Tell me before you. I
I
don't
just
know.
told you, Important of Being Earnest is one of his most famous plays.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Oh,
Give me Lion King.
I was-
Something I can wrap my head around here.
I was in The Importance of Being Earnest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Important of Being a Dickhead. More like it. Eugene O'Neill.
Does it bother you that I've studied acting at more reputable places than you?
I don't think you
Here
have.
we go. Here we go.
You don't think I have?
What makes you went to like Texas Christian University subdivision down the corner by the hallway, asked for the fat kid at the Dunkin' Donuts theater school.
Cool. Yeah, I also studied at the. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Oh,
What?
this is great.
Second City or whatever the fuck? Amy
Uh,
Poehler making a grab at you?
This is great. I love this.
Okay, I studied at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. Let's look at their famous alumni.
Whoa.
When did you
Alan
study there?
Rickman, Ralph Fiennes,
Love that
Anthony
guy.
Hopkins,
Like him.
John Hurt, Roger Moore, the
All right.
worst James Bond.
Doesn't matter. You got Bond. He's rubbing elbows with Bond.
What do you
You're
got?
down there unloading bags of feed or whatever you were doing. you were a deckhand.
When did you study at the Royal Academy?
The Royal Academy of Dramatic Art
Yes.
in the summer of 2007.
Yeah, you went there on some rich kid fucking thing. You didn't like get in there.
I had to audition.
Please.
Please.
And what'd you do there?
What? We
You're
studied acting.
genuinely upset.
How
and
much
I
did your
love
mom
this.
pay out? I was getting paid to do this.
$40
$40.
bucks
Mine
a
was
week.
proper. I wasn't some fucking rich kid.
What's that have
with,
to do with
yeah,
anything?
with talent and opportunity. That must have been horrible for you.
Oh man.
Long day's journey into tonight. He also died of tuberculosis.
We did a lot of Alexander technique, a lot of Shakespeare, all
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, you just said everything I just said. I have to go to London to do it either. Bozo.
You went
No,
to-
I've never discredited
Yeah,
your
you-
acting.
You could get a burger at McDonald's, or you can go down there to Minetta Tavern to see how the fucking other side.
Do you
lives.
hear me? I'm not attacking your education. I'm the one that's being put through the fire here. I didn't say anything bad about it until now, emotionally. Now I'm going to trash you.
Now I act
Plus,
it
I have a
out.
couple in the chamber that might ruin the podcast, and I'm going to keep them myself. So there.
All right, let's also check out the Stella Adler studio, where I also studied acting in New York.
I know a couple of bozos that
Benicio,
went there.
oh yeah, like Benicio del Toro and Robert De Niro,
You're,
Mark Ruffalo.
All right, I don't know how we're picking up. Are we addressing it? What are we doing?
Kibbe doesn't even have an IMDb page. I'm taking shots at him.
Yeah, you drop check my. All right, I don't know what. All right, let's fucking jump back in. I don't know what's staying or what's going. Luke, do us a solid and make believe that everything's okay.
I don't want to joke about it if Toby's still upset about it, too. I don't want to make light of it.
That's how we. But also, that's how we deal with stuff. We joke.
But that
about
might make the situation worse, and now you have it in my head, I don't want to ruin our situation that we have together, the three of us.
it. Okay, then don't act like a fucking pansy. Moral of the story: Big man was.
Why
taking
am I expected to be able to take so many punches? You've never been hit that hard. He's never been hit that hard.
Listen, you're the only one that takes shit that serious. We were making fun of your fucking the theater school you went to fucking 25 years ago. Buddy, you can call my mom a dumb, stupid whore. I'll never get that upset to the point where I actively try to hurt somebody that bad. That's what I'm saying.
I would disagree with that, but okay.
I mean, can you prove?
It's easy for you to say that.
Can you prove? Give me time when I've said anything along those lines.
You said some pretty mean things to me.
Yeah, sure. When I'm angry at you.
that's what happened.
Yeah, but this was in comedy.
Either way, I
This
was
all
wrong.
in comedy.
Either way, I was wrong. Okay, I was 100% wrong, and an inaccurate statement. And yes, the IMB thing was. I'm sure I
You
sounded like.
fight dirty. Let's get to the bottom of
I'm
it. The big man fights dirty.
I'm sure I sounded like a complete loser with that.
No, it came off real cool. Luke, clip it and send it to me for my private stash. Next time me and you are bumping heads, that's going out.
Hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. It's going across the wire. YouTube, iTunes, everywhere. That's a pretty good reason to join the Patreon chicken fucking sandwich. You really get what you get.
Yeah.
But all that's behind us. Also,
Is it?
he's just looking for you to say, I accept your apology.
Yeah, I don't want to get a call on Sunday. Hey, I quit. That's what I don't want.
Oh, you're not gonna get a call.
I would get the call.
I don't want Kevin to get a call.
Your call's going to be, hey, Toby quit. From me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want you to make that mistake. And I obviously wouldn't want to fucking lose you, especially over something that I was responsible for. You know what I mean?
Oh, now I want to quit just for the torment.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of want it too. We'll bring him back next season. We'll fake kill them all.
But it does
He's
also-
got an evil twin that
It
comes
does
back.
also put it on you to make it go away, which I guess is a part of my
What?
craziness as well.
It puts it on what to go away?
It's put on Toby to now let it go and put it away.
Yeah.
which isn't fair to him.
I mean, from where I'm standing, none of this was fair to Toby, and still isn't. I mean, if we're calling balls and strikes here, you threw, you were the first one to throw a hand grenade. We were playing pity pat. You get upset.
I said Roger Moore, and you attacked my deepest insecurity.
Yeah. The big man, you pull, the gloves come off quick. And I got to give it to you. You did take about 45 minutes of beating. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I said that. I don't know if that's going to make the cut or whatever. What part of the blow up gets pulled out, but you were taking obviously a shit ton of beatings. But I
agree with what you said.
And in hindsight, 2020, I do know that this was you do hold these years very as corny as it sounds, sacred.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was ultimately a YMCA that you studied at. But I digress.
It was packed on Saturdays, Skip.
Yes, with 11-year-olds. It's a glorified Chuck E. Cheese, and you know it. Now, this is my problem. All right,
Me too.
I'm done. Now, I was calm throughout the whole
I'll tell you
thing.
what, if it makes you feel better, go ahead. I'll take it. I won't say a fucking word.
Yeah, right. You're probably going to slash my tires on the way out of here.
Kill the dog.
Hans
I don't want to
gets it.
joke about it now because I feel terrible, Toby. I feel terrible as a friend. I feel terrible as a equal partner. Production-wise.
Not profit-wise.
Creative-wise. That we're all working together. And you know how much I value you.
Of course. Also, I've stressed this a lot. We are very dysfunctional.
Sure.
Very, 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 very dysfunctional.
And not to analyze it with you guys, but like that, I saw red. Like that all felt like a dream. At a certain point, that got into like a dreamlike state.
It's so funny. I got to be honest with you. It was so funny to see.
And I was just shooting as hard as I could.
Blind spray. Get your hand over the bunker. It was funny to see that on someone else and not me, because I'm typically the receiving end of those harsh comments when you get upset.
And I from you.
Sure. But I was eerily calm to the point where it scared me, to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm fucked up that I'm this calm when the stakes are this high in this. I thought Toby was quitting. And I was just like, I felt like Leo. I was like, my hand does not shake. I was just like, dude, I am conditioned to deal with insanity.
I would never want that.
For sure. And I would never quit until I had something else lined up.
Yeah, you got to promise you can't do that. You can't do a vendetta thing where you say it's okay.
That would be ruled. That would be playbook number 1 from you.
Which is why I don't want him to do it. It's like using my own weapons.
I know
against
how
him.
effective it is.
Yeah, you gotta respect a band. I respect any.
I
good
wouldn't want
play.
you to do that.
I was telling a kid the other night to sign up for Patreon. He's like, "Yeah."
What's going to be a better situation than this? Because
Because
this isn't just a technical thing. What do you mean? You're a creative partner in this. And this is going a lot bigger than any other
Yeah, you do the
bozo
clips,
is.
right? That's funny. All right, I'm pushing it.
It's mean. This guy, huh?
A real prick.
I'll be the bad guy. Is that what you want?
Yeah, I would just be upset if you weren't honest about if you were mad or not. Like, if you're mad,
Oh, I'm mad.
I accept that.
I need you to accept my apology.
I'm going to need you to tell me everything's okay.
I got a question. Are you driving home together?
That's up to Toby.
With no chance. 0 chance of that happening.
Backseat?
You drive. I'll be in the back seat.
I'll fucking walk to Queens, dude.
I mean, I came downstairs specifically to apologize.
For sure, and I appreciate that very much.
Of course.
Did not say accept, though.
I understand
I'm
that.
not going to... I'm holding the winning hand. I'm going to give it up.
No,
Come on,
trust
what are
me.
you talking
Hey,
about?
Yeah, you got to slow roll them with this one.
Sure, if you want
I'd be holding on till Christmas.
If
I
you
were
want to torture me for the weekend, worried about whether you're going to leave or not, go ahead. You want to do that to an old man?
Hey, listen,
A friend?
Hi, dude.
Go right
T-Bone, dude, I'll help you. Man, that's whew. In our defense, we haven't had one of those in a long time.
It felt real weird. Felt real. It didn't
Felt like
feel good.
being back home again, didn't it?
Yeah, I still feel like woozy from it. It was the same. It'd be like a fight.
I would love to see the linear thought process.
It would be like a fight between like
I
my,
picture it's like a submarine, like everything's green and there's sonar, and you're going fucking, turn your key, and then you just fucking nuke it.
it would be a 4-way fight between me and my mom, my dad, and my brother somehow, and then one of them would leave, like get in the car and drive away, and it would be like a couple hours of
Jesus.
wondering whether they're gonna come back or not. That's where I feel right now.
And to answer your question, Henry, what would I do without this show? I'd probably go down to North Carolina to get my acting career off the ground.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good piece of business. I hear Wilmington is booming.
Now I gotta humor him with his shitty jokes the next fucking 3 months.
Oh yeah,
Good one, Toby.
you better tap dance, Fatty. You want to keep him. You better play ball.
I would never want to lose Toby. You crazy?
I just want to hurt him deeply.
The punches started throwing, and I swung too hard. And again, it's not true.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was upsetting.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
That's
I ruined
good.
my whole weekend already.
Well, I think you would have found something else anyway. To be honest with you,
I was looking forward to a nice weekend, getting things together. Yeah, I'm sorry,
rolling
T-Bone.
over and playing turtle.
I'm not. Stop fucking analyzing. You make it worse.
That's my job here, dude. I don't know if you picked up on that.
And I'm not doing that. Stop trying to analyze me. You have no credentials.
I'm not. I'm prodding you to make you lose it again
You have a bozo
For a-
marketing degree
for a big
and a
close.
bad hairline.
Hey, I'm
mean-
changing medicines on the hairline. They came out with a new formula. It's gonna be booming.
Miracle Grow.
Chia Pet.
I'm not. Every time I look over, he's looking at me. I know him.
It's his job to look at you, man.
No,
he's
he's real-
always looked at us.
He hates me, and we're not going to be buddies anymore.
Yeah, man. You're a lot sometimes.
I don't like that.
Then stop being a lot.
I can't do anything about that right now.
You can see a therapist. BetterHelp.com. We can have you in 48 hours. You can be
Right.
batched up.
In this moment, I mean.
We could sign you up in the last couple of minutes for BetterHelp.com.
No. I don't like the video shit.
Yeah,
I gotta
just
do
like
it in-
hurting people close to me. I'd rather that.
I got to do it in person.
I
That
mean,
was
the video chat.
That was not a result of my therapy or whatever. That was just, it got too close, and I fucking
That
lashed out.
You're emotionally unstable.
I think you could have got to that position, too, at a certain point.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be upset from taking that beating. I would have never, in 100 million years, said that. I've thought it a bunch. Kidding. No, I would have never said that in that. If we were fighting, right? If he's like, you fucking fight. If like we're like having a blow up, yeah, that I would say something very mean in a fight.
I thought,
That's what I'm saying.
I thought we started to get to that point.
Buddy, I was doing a comedy podcast the whole time. I don't know what you were thinking.
Again, I apologize.
That's what I'm saying.
I apologize.
Thank you.
No, fuck you.
Has anyone ever hit you with that? Would you go, I'm sorry? And they go, yeah, you are fucking sorry.
Yeah, you
That's
better
the
be.
worst.
Yeah.
So you can relate to my situation.
Yeah, it's an incredibly effective strategy.
Yeah. You got all the upper hand in this situation.
He's got the upper hand because I'm giving him the upper hand. I'm admitting that I was wrong.
I
Is that
got
the right way to say it?
I got to tell you, I got a pretty good view up here on my high horse.
Ooh, what? It's a pretty good meme. It's like you up there on your high horse, and it cuts to the horse, and he's got bloodshot eyes and smoke. And he's like, "What?" He's the high horse. Me and Pat say it all the time. What? You feel pretty good over there on your high horse.
I feel bad laughing
Why?
Wow, we're having fun.
because I still think Toby's upset about it.
I'm sure he probably is a little bit, and that's what I'm saying. You got to just be okay with that.
I don't like having that uncertainty.
Well, then
Are you going to quit?
Haters gonna hate Foley. You got to get used to the haters, bro.
Can you say that? Are you going to quit?
What's up?
Are you going to quit?
This show? At some point, without question.
No, dickheads.
true. We probably will.
Of course. I mean over this.
Oh, yeah, this thing ends in tragedy, bro.
No,
We're
it
trying to build the track. We're building a bridge as we're going over,
doesn't have
and
to.
we're all wackadoo.
But you're not going to quit from this.
What?
Maybe he will. Maybe I'll fire him just to throw a wrench in the mix. Who knows? Maybe I'll fire Lou. I'll fire everybody. I don't give a fuck. You think I care? Keep everybody on their toes.
Well, before you did that, I would leave and let you stay.
What?
I wouldn't want to do that to you. I would step away. if
This
it
is
came
his
to-
chest. This is where he's really,
No,
really
it's not.
good.
No, it's not. If,
Yeah.
if you felt uncomfortable working with me, and couldn't see moving
But
past
then you're
this,
just screwing me over?
and couldn't move past.
Now there's
this.
an idea. I go to HR. I tell them I'm feeling uncomfortable in the workplace, and now Foley's hemmed up with 6 months of sexual harassment seminars.
Yeah.
I would step
You can do
away.
'em at the
I would
Hedgerow
step
Theater.
away, and because I wouldn't want to mess up your money because of something I did. That would be on me.
Well, now we're just living in a silly place.
I'm being sincere.
I'm being crazy.
No, I'm not. I'm being sincere.
I mean, that's insane.
I wouldn't let him do
So
that.
then you fuck up my money as well? All to save Toby's money?
Yeah, without you,
You
there
fuck
is
up
no
your
money.
my money, and Toby's money by trying to save Toby's money. So now you've ruined everybody's career.
So what would be the best course of action?
I fired Toby. I've said that 5 times.
No,
The
it would
best
be for
course of
Toby to
action-
admit right now that he's not going to quit.
Thanks for tuning in,
And
guys.
tell
We'll
me you
catch you next
forgive
week.
me.
Yeah.
Peace.
I don't need this hanging over my head.
We gotta go.
Wait, what do you mean?